All right, Panther fans, it's still August. August won't die. Somehow, we just got to get to September so we could at least get to camp. All right, before I get started, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. You never know when I'm going to go live, except for the fact that you do know I go live 1 hour before every Panthers game. One other thing for you Patreon and YouTube members, September 12th is the first exclusive live stream. I've added in a monthly exclusive live stream for the Patreon and YouTube members. That's September 12th, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's my time. Let's get moving. All right, so the subject of today's video. I know it's August. What else are we going to do, right? So I wanted to put together a lineup that I believe, under the current circumstances, will be the Panthers opening day lineup. And, you know, we're working with some pieces here, right? There's a couple of things. Obviously, there's no Anthony Duclair, right? So we already know there's going to be one hole in the lineup. And I've created a second hole. The lineup that I'm proposing here is working under the assumption that the Panthers move or buy out Patrick Hornqvist. Now, don't get me wrong, y'all know I don't want that to happen, but it doesn't take a mathematician to look at the cap, look at the roster, and know that something has to happen, and something large has to happen if we're going to bring Duclair back at all during the season and or get any defensive help, and we'll get into that in the back end of the video. So, for purposes of this lineup, no Duclair and no Patrick Hornqvist. So, I've put together the pairs. And what I mean by the pairs is I've got two guys that I believe belong together, and those should be as close to written in stone as possible, but that's a matter of opinion. Anyway, so obviously you got Barkov with Verhaeghe, you got Bennett with Tkachuk, you've got Lundell with Reinhart, and then on the bottom you'll notice I've got Cousins with Lomberg. All right. So how are we going to fill in those gaps? So, first thing we've got is we've got the gap on the right side on the top line. That hole, we've had that hole for forever around here. I cannot remember a time when we knew exactly who was going to be in that spot on right wing next to Barkov, and we just knew. You know, we knew that was the guy. So, and we don't have Duclair, right? You would assume that, given our current circumstances, that would be Duclair's job. Right now, it's not. So I have slotted in Colin White, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, number one, when you see the rest of the lineup, it'll make sense. Number two, he's adequate in the face-off circle. So while he's not Claude Giroux, you could still. If you remember last year when they got Giroux and you had Barkov off to the side and Giroux was winning faceoffs and giving Barkov one-timers. So on that line, if you can get Barkov moving and you've already got your biggest sniper there with Carter Verhaeghe, you've got, those are where the goals are going to come from. Colin White is going to give you some assists. He can score. Okay, the most complete season he had, he played 71 games, he scored 14 goals. All right, but he consistently has more assists than goals. So that's why I'm putting him up there. Is it optimal? No. Is it perfect? No. But until Duclair comes back, I think he can fill that spot in an adequate way. And when you've got Barkov and Verhaeghe next to you, I think they will make him a better player. So I like that spot for him. Now, move on to the second line. Bennett and Tkachuk. That is almost as no-brainer as it used to be with Barkov and Huberdeau together. Those two guys, that is going to be, they could be aligned by themselves, okay? You actually don't even need somebody on the left wing, all right? They could just completely the two of them, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be like two Tasmanian devils on the ice at the same time. Now, who I'm putting there at left wing is going to surprise some people, but we signed him to a 2-year deal. He's got to fit somewhere, considering the rest of the roster. So I'm giving Eetu Luostarinen a shot up there on the left wing on the second line. And again, I know that's a bit of a stretch, all right? He does have a little bit of scoring touch. What I like about him is the work ethic. Just think of the work ethic alone of that line with Bennett, Kachuk, and then Luosterainen over there on the left, okay? I believe next to those guys, much like Colin White, I believe next to Bennett and Kachuk, Luosterainen will improve over what we saw last year. He's not really that good in the face-off circle, okay? And that's why I've put him back at wing somewhere and not at center. That's why Nick Cousins, you didn't go get Nick Cousins to put Luosterainen at 4C and Cousins on the wing, because Cousins is usually 6 to 10 percentage points better than Luosterainen is in the face-off circle. So to me, that's a no-brainer. So you got to put Luosterainen somewhere, and you'll see when we fill out the rest of the roster why I've put him there. Again, this is no Duclair and assuming no Patrick Hornquist, okay? And also, obviously, assuming that there's no other wingers that we get if we do move Hornquist. So for now, the way the roster is, he's not going to hurt you, right? We watched Luosterainen play a full season basically last year. He may not be an elite talent, but he's not going to do anything stupid. He works hard. He digs the puck out of the corners for you. I think it'll be a good fit for Bennett and Kachuk. Now, the third line, it got a little bit hairy here. All right? You got Lundell with Reinhart. Again, beautiful. These two, we've already seen the chemistry between these two. And we've just loved what we saw from those guys. You've got Lundell, who's going to be as good as Barkov, in my opinion, at some point, if not better. And Reinhart just knows how his hand-eye coordination. The puck could be dropping from the ceiling, and he played tic-tac-toe with it and knock it in the net. So it's a good combination. Now, the guy I've got on the third line left wing is a guy that some of you viewers have alerted me to, and I looked at his statistics, I watched some highlights, and I like it. So we're going to have two Antons on that line. I cannot pronounce his last name. I'm going to try it. I'm going to butcher it. Anton Lefchi. That's as close as I'm going to get. We got two Antons, okay? If he's not ready now, he's not going to be ready. He's 26 years old. He's played a lot overseas. The last couple of years, he's kind of blown up a little bit. He looks like he's ready for the part. I've had multiple people tell me this kid's going to make the team. And when I look at the rest of the roster, I don't see any reason why he shouldn't make the team, all right, especially if Hornquist is gone. So I'm sliding him in there on the left wing, and that could be our most set line. If he works out, that line with Lundell and Reinhart, that could be our most set line out of the three, because you figure when Duclair comes back, he's going to move one of those guys. He's going to move into the top six somewhere. So one of those guys is going to be gone, right? You know, out of the top six, you assume. I think that third line, though, that is the line I think, if it works out that way, could remain intact. Now, bottom line, Nick Cousins with Ryan Lomberg on the ice at the same time is, again, this is a no-brainer. We have four no-brainer pairs, okay? We might have question marks in some of the other spots that fill in the gaps, but we have four absolute no-brainer pairs with guys that we know have, well, we don't know specifically that Lomberg and Cousins will have chemistry, but how could they not, all right? I mean, just the beauty of Cousins can start the shit and Lomberg could finish it off. Lomberg could get under somebody's skin and Cousins could finish it off. It has to happen. That is just going to be a beast of a line. Who am I putting there at the right wing? Rudolph Balcers. Now, I didn't know a lot about this kid. I did a video a couple weeks ago talking about the new people that we got. I watched a lot of highlights, and he's a digger. He's a guy that's going to go into the corners. He's a good fourth line player, and he might, you know, have some upside there. But in terms of the way our roster is laying out, and again, if we keep Patrick Hornquist, that's probably his spot, all right? But assuming that we move Hornquist, which to me, I think there's more of a chance that we do than we don't, I like Balcers in that spot with Cousins and Lomberg. Now, you look at that lineup, and there's you don't know about White, you don't know about Luosterainen, you don't know how Levetsky, Anton 2, A2, I'm going to call him A2. We don't know. He's going to go. We kind of know what we can expect out of Balcers in the fourth line. I think we pretty much know that. here's what I'll say. I'd rather be rolling the dice and seeing if Colin White can stick up there with Barkov, knowing we have Duclair in our back pocket, than in years past when we were wondering, can it be, Seth Griffith, Dennis Malgin? All right, we're in a lot better shape. All right, to throw Colin White up there, a guy that we know that's at least an average NHL player, and see what he can do with the elite talent. And it may not have to be for that long. If Duclair comes back January-ish, if we move Hornquist and we can bring Duclair back, then you're going to put Duclair back up on the top line and things fill out a little bit nicer. So I don't really have a problem with that top six. The problem comes... problem comes on defense. All right, let's talk defense. The assumed most obvious, really only option we have is Ekblad with Forsling. Now, the rest of the guys. This is how I'm going to describe the Panthers defense. Pay attention. Listen up, pay attention. This is the Panthers defense. I want you to take a stick of chewing gum, put it in your mouth, chew it up, let it get soft. Don't over chew it, just let it get to where it's soft and juicy. Take it, place it on this plate over here. Take another stick and do the same thing. Now you've got 2 sticks of chewing gum. Now I want you to take a capsule. Okay, I want you to take an empty capsule and fill it with lemon juice. Make sure you get no lemon juice on the outside. Fill the capsule with lemon juice, okay? Then I want you to get a razor blade. A small one, not a standard size one. Find a small one. Then you take the first piece of gum, you put the lemon juice capsule on top, and you put that small little razor blade on top. Then you take the second piece of gum and you put it on top of the razor blade and the lemon juice, and you make like a little ball. Put it back in your mouth. You are now the Panthers defense. If you follow directions and play perfectly, you can most likely chew your gum without chewing down on the razor blade or the lemon juice capsule. However, if you screw it up and do anything that you're not supposed to do, you're liable to bite down on the razor blade, burst open the lemon juice capsule, and you're going to have a mouthful of razor blades and lemon juice. That is the Florida Panthers defense this year. So there's the rest of the pairs. That's what I got. I mean, there's 4 guys. You guys can mix and match and argue in the comments. Doesn't matter. I mean, let's be honest. It's either gonna work or it's not. It could be Stahl, Montour, Carlson, Gudis. It could be Stahl and Gudis. That's not good. Okay, you see what I'm saying is limited. There's every pair. You're like, can Mark Stahl play second minutes? If Mark Stahl can play second pair minutes, and Brandon Montour is as good as some of us think he is, that could be a not bad second pair. I'm trying. Don't shoot the messenger. I didn't do this. Okay? And even if you plugged Uyghur back in there, okay? All right, I'll give you, if you plug Uyghur back in there, it looks better. I'm not going to lie about that. But what I've said about Uyghur in the past, I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's not about the player. It's about the mistakes. And the way that this team is built, we can score. We have the goaltending. We don't need superstars on defense. What we need are defenders that are going to be in the right position to make the right play most of the time, if not all of the time. And nobody does it all of the time, let's be honest. But what we need is guys that are going to make the safe play instead of taking chances that work sometimes, and then sometimes it don't work so good. We don't need that kind of defense with the rest of the roster that we have. Bobrovsky and Knight have got it. More nights than not, they're not going to allow more than 3 goals. More nights than not, we're going to score more than 3 goals. We're good. So we don't know what we're going to see from really, we don't know what we're going to see, because we all love Forsling, or most of us love Forsling. We don't know what's going to happen when we up his minutes. And like multiple people have said, somebody has to take Uyghur's minutes, or they have to be divided up, which means probably Forsling is going to play more, Montour is going to play more, and then whoever is on that second pair, I'm assuming with Montour, that's either going to be Carlson or Stahl. And we don't know what we're going to get when those guys have to play 20, 22 minutes a night, whatever it's going to be. Because go look at the time. I mean, Uyghur, a lot of his mistakes, credit. Some of his mistakes, many, a lot, I don't know. Some of his mistakes were made because he was just gassed, because he was getting too many minutes. We've got a different coach, different defensive structure. Don't know how that's going to work out. Somehow I picked us to win the cup, though. So don't ask me to draw a map how we get from this to the cup. I have no map. Okay, this is the lineup we have. My gut tells me it's going to be the Panthers and Flames in the Stanley Cup Finals, and we're going to win. I have no roadmap for you how it gets there. The only thing I can tell you is what I said in the other video. We're going to start slow with the new coach, new system, new personnel. It's not going to look great. As the season goes on, every month we're going to get better and better and better, which is fine. We're going to peak at the right time, and we're going to win the cup. And if I'm wrong, I hadn't cost us anything, right? I've never predicted we were going to win the cup before, and we've never won the cups. So I'm perfect with my predictions so far. How about that? How about we look at it that way? I've never said we were going to win the cup, and we've never won, so every year I've been right. That's a good way to end the video before I keep talking. All right. When is September? What is it? The 29th? The 30th? It sucks. I think it's the 30th. I don't know. I don't even know what date it is. It's August. It's friggin' hot. I'm sweating in here. It's supposed to cool off next week, maybe. I don't know what the hell is going on. Global warming, anyway. All right. No comments about the global warming thing. All right? Come on. I'm being sarcastic. It's August. It sucks. Appreciate all the support. Stu and I might have something again later today. If not, we'll be back tomorrow with the Spencer Knight video, either later today or tomorrow at some point. So don't forget, Patreon, YouTube members, September 12th, 6 o'clock. It's going to be an exclusive live stream, and I might mess around with the idea of making it like a Zoom so you guys can join in. So pay attention to that. All right, I'll see you again later.